What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an amazing day. Guys, we've got a really cool video coming up here. We got a brand new series of rods in from Megabass. This is the Orochi X10 lineup from Megabass, guys. What's neat about these rods is they are really just a one-time deal. They come in, once we sell them, they're gone. We have 6 different models here. We only have, I believe, 1 extra, so we've got 2 in the spinning models that we got, and we also have 1 other one in here. I believe it's the Snatch, and we'll get to all the names. We're gonna run through the powers, the actions, the tapers, kind of everything about these really cool rods. First off, guys, the X10 rods is built with, they call it like nature fibers, essentially. Where the specific building of the rod is built all around this little section here. You can see the difference in the rod blank. It's going to look a little more glossy, if you will, as opposed to something like a P5. Overall, the rods are very similar to something like the P5 Destroyer lineup, where they are extremely lightweight, have amazing sensitivity running through them. And again, a little more about the rod. It uses X10 organic fiber compounds, and the fibers are running throughout most of the blank here up to around the midsection, and that is going to what they call dampen or reduce the noise inhibited from hitting rocks or anything like that, but still allows you to detect those really light bites. So this was a 2023 Good Design Award over in Japan, designed by Yuki Ito, and they talk all about all the cool little green performance and everything like that inside here, reducing CO2 emissions, and when they're building this rod, that's kind of what they took into account here. So, like I said, we only have 6 models in the store. That's all we were allotted to get, and we are very lucky to have these. But overall, guys, the rods look incredibly sleek. I'm gonna run some video over me talking here. The rods, they do have a little bit of a green hue to them, very earthy looking, very natural, nature connected. I absolutely love the green on it. I love the brown, the matte black finish on here. Of course, the X10 organic fiber compounds, little sticker at the top, with the flowers on it, so that is really neat. So the 6 models we got 2 in the spinning, 4 in the bait casting. I'm going to go ahead and start with probably my favorite spinning model, and that is going to be this one right here. This is the Medusa. This one specifically is going to be a 6'11", and it is going to be an F3 ST. Now this one's going to be a little bit thicker blank than the other one we're going to talk about. This one here is very similar to the P5 Addermine. Now, the P5 Addermine is going to be basically the same length. This one is also going to be just a little bit heavier in terms of what you can do on it. Ratings are basically going to be about the same. The blank itself is just slightly heavier than the Addermine. However, sensitivity feels just about there. The blank does load up almost the exact same with a little extra backbone in the back section here. And that is mainly because the blank is a little bit thicker, so it feels a little bit slower when it loads, but it does load up deep in the rod. Now, they call this an extra fast taper on it, and they suggest you throw in weightless flukes, weightless Senkos, a drop shot, jig head minnows, small jigs, light Carolina rig and light Texas rig is what they rate this for. It says extra fast tip on it. Now, I don't know if I would agree with them. It is definitely fast, but compared to American rods, guys, this X10 here, I would not call extra fast. I would call it probably just a fast. Of course, ratings are always going to be just a little bit different. They call it an extra fast, but I absolutely love this rod. Now, the taper, again, in every single one of these X10 rods does go very deep into the rod. You can see it's bending all the way to the last guide right here. The blank itself, very sensitive. It does have the unsanded blank at the very top, which lightens up the performance, and then it goes into a sanded blank down at the bottom. Now, the handle and the grip on this is going to be a little bit smaller than I'm used to, especially on something like an X Pride or NRX Plus, where they do give you a little extra handle room to hold on to. Now, this isn't a bad thing. It's really going to connect you to the rod very well. And actually, let me go grab a spinning rod and show you kind of how I grip the rod and how it actually benefits me in some different ways. Now, what kind of person would I be if I didn't put a dilacertate on this rod here? So I would say this is a 3000 size certate. The certate is very, very light. It does feel a little back heavy. That might be the reel. However, the certate is a little bit lighter reel. So I would probably go with a 2500 size if it were me. It does feel really balanced overall. It is a little back heavy, but holding it, especially if you're jig minnowing or throwing a light Texas rig or something like that, that does have external weight on the line, guys, I think this one might be really good because your rod tip is pointed up. It's going to be very connected to the bottom. Hopefully you've got some good line to go on there. Overwatch, Smackdown, any of those are going to be great options. Now, overall, again, this does feel like a very balanced combo, a little bit back heavy. However, what is nice about this is that you can still hold it at the very top of the reel. I like to have one finger below the reel, and that gives me just a little bit of leverage under that, and it still allows you to maintain blank contact right in the side piece of the handle. Now, if you do that, definitely probably going to get the most sensitivity out of your rod. You're staying very connected to the blank. The cork is very, very supple in terms of it's not a hard cork. It is very soft. It feels really nice, and you know that's to be expected out of the Megabass lineup. Now, the rod itself has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guides plus a tip, so it has 9 guides, line guides overall. Double-footed up to, I believe, the 5th or 6th one. At the top here, actually 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 going up are going to have it, and it does lead into a very, very thin blank here. So overall, the Medusa, probably my top pick for the spinning in terms of just overall things you can do with it. This is a F3 ST power. Moving on to the other spinning that we have. This one here is going to be the Jade Python. Now, I was told by our really, really good friend Nick, who is one of the Megabass reps and handles all the stuff for us. The Jade Python is a great rod for overall casting. This one I would say is a little more fine-tuned for a Texas rig bottom style baits with a single hook. However, if you are wanting to throw some crankbait style baits like a Z1, maybe a Z2, this will definitely have enough load on the rod. It is a moderate fast, I believe. It feels moderate fast anyway, or medium fast. Medium fast bending curve on it, and taper, and again, more X10 stuff. And what they do recommend with this one is going to be the small jigs, light Texas rig, a heavier drop shot, jerkbait, shad style bait, and a lipless. So being a medium fast taper, guys, it is going to allow you to have a good amount of power when you still hook set, yet keep that fish pinned. It bends all the way down into the blank. The blank itself is a little bit thicker overall. It is a lot slower than the Addermine. In terms of weight distribution with this reel, it is extremely balanced, almost perfectly where I like to have it, just flat. If I had a 25, it might be a little forward heavy. Of course, being a little bit thicker blank, going all the way down, guys, it is going to be a great one, again, for your treble hook baits, for setting the hook on a light Texas rig or a jig or something like that. Again, Jade Python, this one I believe is a 7-foot F3.5. So in terms of your F power, it's the exact same as an Addermine. A little bit different taper. Of course, the Addermine's going to be a little bit faster, probably somewhere between the last one we looked at, the Medusa, and this one here. So again, I do want to note that these rods are lighter than your original Orochis. And, you know, I think I might have to get some of these for myself, or definitely pick some up if they're not all taken. So this one here, going to have the same amount of guides, I believe, going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus a tip, so 9 line guides. And again, this is the Jade Python. If you're looking to throw any of those treble hook baits, this is the one you want to go with. Medium fast taper on it, and more of a medium heavy power. Now, moving into our bait casters, guys, we've got 4 different models. Which one do I want to start with? probably this one right here. All right, y'all, so this is the first bait caster that we're gonna go over here. This is going to be the Rapid Viper. It is a 6'10" F3 rod. It has a medium fast taper on it. Overall, this rod is not really built for a 110 or up. So if you're throwing a 110 plus one shiner, anything like that, probably not going to be the one for you. They suggest throwing a shad style crankbait like an Anaconda or a margay, something like that. A crankbait, a vibration bait, down shots, or light Texas rigs, which for me, you've got to be almost throwing a weightless Texas rig on this rod because it is so dang light. It doesn't have much backbone at all. But again, it's all very dependent on your hooks that you're throwing. Now, a drop shot, down shot, I can definitely see a very light free rig I can see as well with a medium fast taper. You're definitely going to pull that line in, and then once they get that hook connected to their mouth, the backbone eventually going back down here in the base section, it is going to drive that hook. So I can see a free rig, I can see any type of very light treble hook baits like a 110 Junior, 110 Junior plus one, X Anaconda, Live X Margay, even throwing something like an IXI shad if you're kind of into that almost bait finesse, even though those IXI shads do have LBO casting systems, guys. This is definitely going to be one of the rods for you. Has a very short butt end here, so throwing treble hook baits makes a lot of sense. You're not going to get any cushion out of your elbow here unless you're used to casting or reeling in very, very close to your body. So in terms of a jerkbait stick or a Anaconda stick, guys, this is going to be the one for you. So has a lot of room, so you can get those good solid hits out of your jerkbait. That is what I'd go with the Rapid Viper here. So moving on, this is going to be your more traditional 110 stick. This is going to be more traditional, reminiscent of a 110 special. This is a 6'8", a little bit shorter. However, it is going to be a 4-power. So the 110 stick right here, the P5 Destroyer, is going to be an F4 6'5". This one here is going to be slightly longer. So for you US people that would like a little bit longer 110 stick, this is for you. So this one right here is the Jabberwalk. I absolutely love this rod. In terms of jerkbait rods, I like to have a lot faster action than most people like for their jerkbaits. And the reason being is I can really just get all the action I need out of a wrist twitch instead of a full hit from the rod. Now, let me see what this one is rated for. It looks like a tapered fast to regular. They say crankbaits, vibration baits, top water spinner bait, blade bait. Now, for a popper, definitely see that. Spinner bait, if you're throwing a quarter, maybe a 3/8 of an ounce, I can see that. The taper does go very, very decent amount. I wouldn't say it's a far amount. I'm going to say it's definitely less than the Rapid Viper, but about that second to last eyelet up, it definitely starts stiffening up there. So if you're throwing those smaller spinner baits, if you're throwing Texas rigs and stuff like that, this is going to be a rod for you. If you're looking for something between this, the 110 special and 110 stick, this is going to be for you. So Nick told me that this is an amazing 110 rod, a little bit fast for what he likes, but fast enough for what I like. Working it on the ground, guys, it is a lot faster than I would say a lot of the rods in this series overall, because again, they all have an amazing parabolic bend. Again, a much shorter handle on this one, so if you are throwing close to you, you're not going to get a lot of room on the handle there, but don't worry, it is just about the right amount for me. It's not super, super close, not super, super far. If I am working a jerkbait or something, this is going to be the one I'm going to be doing it with. That leaves us two, so we've got two more rods here. First up is going to be, this is the Bandersnatch. So this is going to be basically the longest rod, almost the longest rod in the X10 series. It is going to be a 7-foot F5 power. I believe this one is a fast action rod, medium fast to regular fast. Deep diving crankbaits, they say, spinner baits, blade baits, swim baits, Texas rigs, rubber jigs. So in terms of Megabass lineup, guys, you can easily throw a mag draft on this. You can throw a whole bunch of different spinner baits, the SV3, anything like that. Texas rig, jig, it's going to have a good amount of parabolic bend to it, moving really, really far down into the rod. up until about that second to last eyelet again. It's going to be very, very deep in there. However, the taper is going to be a lot faster than most. Overall, the blink is thicker going all the way down into the rod, and that really allows you to get good hook sets on just about any situation that you're in. Again, it's going to be great for travel hook baits, single hook baits, a very good overall rod. So Bandersnatch, guys, again, 7 foot 5 power, rated for 3/8 of an ounce to 1 ounce, and also rated for 10 to 25 pound line. This one here definitely has a lot longer handle. If you're cranking with it, if you're throwing that deep dive and crankbait, this is going to be awesome. If you're working a spinner bait up around a little bit deeper areas, let's say like deeper ledges, this one's going to give you a very good amount of comfort. When you're reeling that spinner bait off the ledge, they hit it, and you need a lot of leverage to move them because they are coming at your bait so fast. So that leaves us one left in the lineup from these X10s, and this is going to be the big ol' Anaconda. This is a 7 foot 10 rod, guys. It is a 2-piece. It is going to be an F9 power, and I'm interested to see what they actually rated this rod for. As you can see here, you can take off the handle, store it a lot easier. Let's see what they rate this one for. I am very interested. Looks like big baits, glide baits, anything like that. So if you're interested in like the Mark 56, guys, this one is heavier than the Mark 56 in a 2-piece rod, which is super amazing. So they also say a frog, a magnum crankbait, a swim bait, and a Texas rig. So your mag drafts, 8-inch mag draft easily, 6-inch mag draft extremely easily. I probably wouldn't throw a 6-inch mag draft on this rod here myself. It is just way too fast. Now, overall, 7 foot 10. What can you do with this rod? Glide baits, absolutely. This is actually very reminiscent of my Dobyns 806. It's going to have a good amount of power in it, and it is rated for 1 to 7 ounces, 16 to 40 pound line. So you're throwing some big stuff on this one. I probably wouldn't throw a deep dive and crankbait on it. It's a little bit too fast for me. However, if you do like a very fast action on your rod, guys, this is going to be the one. So if you're flipping mats, something like that, big old weights, this might be a rod to consider. It is very stiff going all the way down. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus a tip, double footed all the way down. Very beautiful rod for a glide bait. It is almost, for me, just a little bit long for what I like, although coincidentally I do have a Dobyns 806 long candle. This one is going to be very similar, very reminiscent of it. It is going to be a little bit longer than I'm used to with like a 795 or 796 in the Fury, but it is a very comfortable position nonetheless. So let me see here. I actually have a Mark 56 right here. So this is the Mark 56 compared to the Anaconda. Anaconda is going to be much longer there. You can see the handle difference right here. It's going to be about an inch, maybe an inch and a half difference between the two. And the Mark 56, let me get a refresher here, is rated for 3/4 to 3.5. So not quite as heavy, of course, as this Anaconda here, but going to be a great option for you if you want to get into the glide game. Of course, we do have a ton of glide baits here. Chads, we've got clutch swim baits, throwbacks. These are all going to be great options for this Anaconda here. So the handle is going to be very ergonomic as well. If you want to throw a round reel on it, you can. If you want to throw conventional, like a 300 Tranks or something, going to be a great option. I can't wait to get these in your hands, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, Orochi X10s now in stock. We got 6 different models. I hope you pick one up because, guys, I don't think these are coming back, and we are very happy to get these in when we could. So definitely check them out online. I'm going to have a link down into the description there, and you can go pick them up. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment down below if you're going to grab one of these. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Lake Pro Tackle. See ya.